go forward again, and wow. A save icon. Haven't seen one of these in a while. Anywho, I'm gonna try to run it forward and run it back again. T minus, going on about 45 minutes trying to get seat up. Going well. Hey guys, welcome back to this glorious YouTube channel, where I rack my head out working on old Volkswagens, or actually anything that comes my way. Anywho's, still working on a 73. If you looked at or watched the last episode, hopefully you did. If you didn't, check it out. In the process of doing a revival on this car and getting the brakes working. One of the reasons we didn't get it, in the last episode is I was a dumb and I ordered the wrong master cylinder. Ordered for a standard, not for a super. If you didn't know, they mount differently. But anywho's, new one came in actually the day after the same day I edited the last. Anyway, I'm procrastinating. It was a long enough video. We're gonna make another long video. We're gonna get brakes finally working on this thing, hopefully. Think what we're gonna do, start out putting the new master in. I still gotta do, what do I gotta do on this thing? During the master, front, brand new, I gotta run the front to rear line and button up the driver rear, because when you have it all apart, you get access to that little weird T-fitting back there. So that bleed and adjust, or adjust and bleed. And hopefully we'll have brakes. I did do a little off-camera progress. I think I said in one of the episodes, the pedal cluster in this thing is lock solid. Well, we have a clutch pedal now, so that's good. It actually goes down and returns. Brake pedal, not so much. I can force it down, and I can bring it up. So it's like having two people when I go to bleed this thing. The return spring is kaput. So ordered a new return spring, and well, we'll have an episode on rebuilding a pedal cluster, but that's not gonna prevent us from getting brakes today. I sure as heck hope not. So I guess let me, I don't know, set you guys up over there, because we gotta take the lines off first, and then we'll start on getting the cylinder out, or the master out. So noisy. It is warm today. That's all I got. Join me in a second. All right, guys. What we're going to attempt to do, or I'm going to attempt to do, is get this master out without causing too many more issues. Mainly replacing more lines, because I don't want to do it. The line going forward seems good. And the one going backwards, crap. So I don't care about the back one. As long as I don't screw up the front one, getting it off, we should be in good shape. That master looks fairly new, to be honest with you. Weird. Anyway, we're still replacing it. I am not taking chances, so here's to, I'm gonna make my life easier. I'm gonna pull out the two brake switches. I have new ones anyway, but I'm gonna pull those out. This way I get easier access to the lines. Super Beetles, it's pretty easy to do. I think they're a 1-inch. If you can see what I'm doing, I'm pulling the brake light switches right now. I have new ones, and makes access to those hard lines easier. These might work. So if the new ones don't, we can try those, but yeah. Why chance old stuff that's been sitting? All right, are you gonna cooperate? Yes, you are. No, you're not. Maybe. That line's gonna be replaced, I bet you. Maybe not. Lube. and fire. And I'm pretty tired of bending these, making new lines. Like I said, you can buy kits that, you know, have the length and you still got to bend them, but at least they're flared and, you know, nuts and this, that, and the other thing. Here, I just order, you know, stock size or stock, you know, stock line. I just bend it myself. Seems to hold it better, or, you know, I can get the exact runs I need. Some of the kits I've gotten before, they're universal, so the sizes or the runs sometimes seem shorter than they need to be. So you're doing some creative stuff to, oh yeah, she's coming. You're doing some creative stuff to, you know, make the run happen. Especially if you know, buy the cheapest kits you can find. All right, 11 wrench. We'll just throw it anywhere. All right, I'm gonna work on getting this front to rear off, or not front. Well, yeah, I'm gonna disconnect the front to rear as well, but let me get this line off, get it made, put a new one on, and then hopefully you'll join me with pulling the master out. At least that's the plan currently. So it's already going spectacular if you haven't noticed. So you'll join me, you know, in a few seconds for you and probably like 7.5 hours for me when I get that line reran and get ready to pull the master. So join me for master pulling. All right, hopefully this might be a quick tech tip. If you're gonna replace the line anyway, like just cut them and then ratchet, because then you don't have to, you know, fight with a wrench. Just like that, quick and out. Obviously it's gonna get new fittings, so on and so forth, but let me bend up that front forward line, get that one installed, and then we'll work on getting this master out. Now, those lines can come off. Oh yeah, hey, there's still fluid in this thing. There we go. All right, guys, you're on my nemesis, the GoPro. Ugh. Figure I'll bring you in here with terrible lighting, and yeah, pull this master out. Where did my flashlight go? I can't reach it. Sans terrible lighting. But anyway, stay kinda. Car come down some. OSHA approved. Perfect. Anyway, there's 2 screws. I can maybe reach it now. Screw down there, screw there, and like I said, this brake pedal isn't doing me any favors. I heard it squirt. It actually still works, but let's hopefully get in here and get these out. Am I gonna? Yeah, now everything wants to move. Yeah, I had to come in here and lube absolutely everything. Ah, where are you going? Come back here, friends. I don't know what you guys can see. The screen went off. Anyway. I need a shorter extension. Where are you going? Action cam. Let me give it a shorter extension. Do I have one around here? I do not. Crap. All right, back under. I'm just gonna take you with me because apparently Oh, you guys don't know how to sit still. Short extension. That looks like a short extension. Alrighty. Action angle. It's not very flattering. Go back to maybe looking at something. First bolt. Am I going to be able to get this in here? Probably not. Yeah, let's not struggle. Anywho's, can I get it now? Jeez, that is on there. Come on. There we go. Now you might see why I'm a little committed to get a ratchet in here. Or an electric variant. All right, master's loose. We can pull out from the front side. Let's switch cameras again, and I'll be on the big cam so you can see me struggle with that part. But first, let me get the new master set up by putting the, brake light switch in. They just throw it in. The installation is the exact same as the removal. So I'll be back when I get the new master set up, and we'll throw it into this thing. You can watch me struggle to do that too. Bland. All right, I'm happy I went into a slight diatribe on how the front switchy thing, well, if it makes a GoPro anyway, the front switch controls the rear brake lights because we have an old one in here. May work, may not, not sure. But I just had a hell of a time getting the other new one out because it popped off. I swear either these threads aren't long anymore or they're tapping these rebuilt masters way too far down. Because they're supposed to be a pipe fitting. So they're not supposed to be the same size all the way down. They're supposed to be, sealable. Not really sure. So let's get this thing in. Simple enough. Let me pull out the old one. Which is, just here. Come on, get out of here. So, move the old one. Let's throw in the new one. Let me get a rag. And the flashlight. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but it's as simple, literally, as rotate that. Simple as, shoving it into the hole and then bolting it together. Just make sure you get your brake rod, where it needs to be. Or, engaged in the rubbery thing. All right. Now you really can't see. Anywho, we're just aligning this master and getting it in to where it needs to be. Right now I got something fighting me with resistance like crazy. Ugh. There we go. All right, yeah. It's also a lot easier if you have the steel lines in, just because you can attach them and it kind of holds it where it needs to be. But seeing how I don't have any lines, I can't do that way. So gently, hopefully I can get this thing to thread. Like it. All right. New plan is I'm going to take off the brake rod, push rod. You don't usually have to do it, but I'm going to. I got it, I think. Let's snug this thing up and we'll find out for sure. Oh yeah, she's good. All right, car's in the air. I'm gonna get rid of that box now. Master's installed, obviously, car's in the air, like I said. Let's get these plugs out. Gonna put the new, bend up the new front line, master to front. See how that's installed now. Then go down some. You know, if I was a smart man, I would just copy what was here. But I'm not. I've definitely, oh man, still stuff all over. I have definitely done better. I've also definitely done worse. And I should have left those things out and put them on after. Anywho's, where's my, yeah, I think these go to 12 instead of an 11. At least my new, the new nuts do. All right, tight. Tools, man, lifesaver. You know, 12 goes right around. I don't know what I'm rambling about. I got it on. It's tight. Hopefully it won't leak. All right, let me get these soft lines on because I'm here. They actually feel really good, which is honestly quite surprising. Also, tech tip. Hold on. All right, I want to give you guys a quick tech tip. Those soft lines that are up there that run from the remote reservoir, you know, from the reservoir down. If you did have to replace them, I cannot semi-stress this enough. Do not run fuel line. They sell special brake line, and I have some, which I'm obviously not going to use because these are fine. They're still plenty pliable, but yeah, if you use fuel line, what it's going to do is it's going to break down and get into your whole system. So make sure you buy the special rubber remote reservoir brake line. Move you guys a bit. First step in getting this front to rear out is, you know, pulling it out. I think I still got to disconnect it from the back. So, nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go to the back and hopefully disconnect it. And I already got a mess over here. Really? Yeah. I think all this stuff is just mocked up. It's 12 now. I got nothing. I got no tools. I threw the hard line on. You can't see what I'm doing. The car's in the way. I threw the hard line on because I had to make it on this side. Yeah, you can't see anything. What I'm doing now is just removing the hard line. Can you get enough altitude? Not really. Anyway, got the hard line over here. Where's the finger? Yeah, just removing it. I needed it on here for mock-up so I can get the run. Because when you have this side disconnected, you have a lot more room for activities to get this nut back here. Well, hell, I already had it disconnected. Huh. Let's lower the car again. And let's pull this thing out. Just gonna, yank it out of the car. Might have to pull the seat. Gonna try not to. All right. Move you guys again. See how everything's cooperating on this car so far. I do have to remove the seat. I honestly can't believe it moved. Not well, mind you. I had to move it forward so I can clean out these rails. I'll show you after, but there's so much stuff in here. I need more lube. Frustration gets real, guys. All right. I am getting winded. I moved you guys. I had to grab some things. Anywho, I checked and double checked. I cannot find what is holding this seat stuck. Holy crap. Thank you. That took way too long. Put you there. Oh, huh. Just in case you guys are wondering, no, I was not fighting either a lock bolt in the front or this thing. It hooks on the back of the seat and then hooks on the front, so if your seat doesn't lock, it doesn't shoot you into the rear seat. But yeah, no, this was on the floor. All right. The screws in there looks like it was never attached from last time. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let me bring you in here, show you the joy, treat, and delight that I'm working with. Plug that there. All right. You might have saw it some on the other camera, or the GoPro if I have it in here, but we have locked up pedals. But front to rear, I need to get the seat out so I can get this line out because it is crusty. And yeah, there's just, you can tell the mice have really did a number on this car, so. Rear line, we'll yank it out, and then I'll have to run a new front one. Hang out somewhere. Hang out there. I'll be fine till you fall and then I get mad. Where's my cutters? I'm just gonna cut that line and throw it out the front side. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut that line and throw it out the front side. It pushed the screen and it went nuts. So let me get this thing out. I'll make a new line and then we'll throw in the new line. Because this is work on revivals, they say. It'd be fun, they say. Get you all the views. I don't know, guys. I think being an accountant might be easier. Happy I'm replacing this line. I mean, you saw it conditioned hopefully in the car if I showed it. But yeah, that, I didn't cut it. I just yanked and it came apart. So, yeah. It's pretty bad. But like I said, let me get a new front to rear ran and get it installed. Or I might bring you along. But it's removal is the same as unremoval. The uninstallation, the taking apart process. So let me just get one in here and I guess we'll move on to bleeding brakes. Because as much as I like you, you've seen me run almost every line so far on this thing, and how exciting is that? I don't like doing it. I'm sure you don't like keep watching it. So let me get one made up and throw it in here real quick. And I guess we can button up this wheel, driver side rear, and then yeah, we'll bleed these things, adjust them in, and then bleed them. Whew. All right, guys, it's the next day, and full disclosure, I filled the reservoir up last night just to see if all the, make sure we don't have any leaks, so on and so forth. Right now, not too bad. Front passenger, this line, had to tighten it. She was weeping. Hopefully that holds. It is one of the last original lines, so if we got to replace it, we'll replace it if it doesn't seal. That was leaking back here. The downpipe, this side was good, but I had a nice puddle on the floor. Turns out I never tightened the nut back here. So hopefully that will stop. I just hosed everything with brake clean, so we'll find out. Hopefully that's brake clean. If not, I'll try to get it tighter. Let's see. Rear crossover line. I don't think I ever tightened it, so that's leaking, so that's good. This side definitely is leaking. Rear crossover, left to right. But the front to rear, everything else, master cylinder seems good. It's not leaking. I just got a couple, like I said, just a couple leaks. Let me go tighten them up. Hopefully get it to stop leaking. Then we'll bleed the system because we're real close. But obviously I can't have leaks because if you have leaks, well, you're just introducing air and you'll have a nice soft pedal. So let me get stuff tightened up. And yeah, we'll bleed the system. Hopefully it's gonna go pretty quick. All right, guys, decided to start raining, so sorry on any audio, but got everything tight. Hopefully it's not gonna, leak when we start applying pressure or try to bleed this thing. What I'm gonna do now is run all the adjusters out so that, basically I'm gonna lock up the drums. I do that. Just personal opinion. I'm not adjusting the brakes. I'm making them all brake. I'm trying to get those wheel cylinders pretty much not to move. So to me, it aids bleeding. And I also don't bench bleed the master. So I don't know if that helps me or not with it. What are you stuck on? Get off. So yeah, let me run all these adjusters in. I'm gonna lock up the shoes or the wheels. And then we will hopefully proceed to bleeding the brake system and not find any more leaks. But you never know until you put pressure to it. All right, guys, real quick. If you are working on a Super Beetle, resist the urge to not adjust the harder to get to one. And I say that if you have a Super, I don't have a light under here, but the forward adjuster, that's, a pain in the butt to get to. Don't just adjust it from the back. I've had a couple cars come in to where you can't really get something into the front good enough to crank down on it because the whole ball joint assembly at least on these 3-bolt ones. I can't remember, oh, I mean 3-bolt, the flange bolt down here, 3 bolts. The modern or the updated ones are up here. I can't remember if how the knuckle is on them. Sorry. But resist the urge not to adjust the front and just adjust off the back. Make yourself a little hooky screwdriver. They're not bad. Hose picks, hose lines, the weird pick. If you buy a big pick set, you know, with like normal handles and shanks, the ones that are for that you don't know what the heck they do, they take off radiator hoses, they break the gap. Use those. The hook works pretty decently. But yeah, all the wheels are now locked up. Let me get this thing down and hopefully start bleeding these things. I'm curious really how it goes, just due to the fact that we still have that locked up pedal cluster. So, I mean, it's like someone holding the brake down, I guess, but we'll find out how it goes. Join me in a second. We'll start, contrary to popular belief, at the front of the car. Front driver, actually. I know everybody you listen to and their mom says, furthest wheel away from the master. For some reason, they never bleed. They just never bleed. Or they never bleed right. Front driver is where I start. Front passenger, back driver, back passenger. I work backwards, it seems to work. So join me in a second. All right, I'm set up to bleed this wheel. I don't know if you, can you see the bleed? Yeah, all right. Anyways, standard hose line tube and master's filled. So, like I said, I start on the driver's side. Let's crack this loose. I see bubbles and flow starting, so that's a good thing. All right, let's give her some pushes. It's convenient without the doors. Yeah, I don't know if you're able to see, but there's bubbles. Bubbles. More bubbles. More bubbles. Even more bubbles. Stay down. Here comes fluid. Fluid and some bubbles. Snug that up. Let's go to the passenger side. Oop. Same procedure on this side. Crack that loose. Give it a second, see if I see, oh, master's down, there won't be any flow. All right, let's give it about 10 pumps and see what we got. Six, 7, 8. I'm hearing a noise. Do I have a leak? Oh, well, you could have told me the line blew off. Try that again. Good news, there is flow. That's my master. Master's still good. Let's try this again. Gonna probably have to bleed the fronts now, seeing how I just introduced air. What's that look like? Don't see any air. Now the line stayed on. That's good. Snug that up. Yeah, we might have to bleed the front again. Let's go to the rear. A radio lower, please. Thank you. All right, same for back here. Line on. Crack that loose. Let's see what we got. Come on, beetle. Come back. Man, I can't really see that one. There we go. I think it's bled. All right. Did I not have the bleeders open enough? Yeah, let me look at some things and see why I don't have fluid flowing to the rear. Because that's weird. You know what? Let's bleed the front again. Not saying that's gonna help, but we'll do that. Let's bleed this front brake. I'm gonna loosen the adjusters on the back. Yeah, front brakes are good. It's just not letting anything to the back. Oh, I'm seeing a leak. Where's the leak? That's what I want to see, guys. Front to rear line. All right. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Where's my line wrench? Oh. All right, let me bring you in here. Saw the puddle dripping on the floor. And I don't know if it'll do it or still will. Or if you can see it, there's, can I zoom you in? Maybe. Whoop. Not far enough. Anyway, yeah, the front to rear is leaking. So hopefully I can tighten it. Could have sworn I tightened this thing. How loose is it? That's a 13. Yeah, it's. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, that's not tight at all. Whoops. Oh, yeah. What was that? Felt like a drip, it was not. Yeah, I'd say this is quite loose. looking up, you know, I was tallying the puddle that I had on the floor earlier from when I pulled these lines off and the residual, you know, flowed onto the ground, if you will. Apparently, that's not what it was. It was this thing the entire time. But the master didn't look wet. So, what are you going to do? I can't believe I didn't tighten this, but I mean, I'm doing it now. So I guess I'm going to have to. Line wrench. Now, oh man. Now that I saw the leak, we hopefully know the problem and why I'm not getting fluid to the back. All right, let's see what's going on. Line, crack. Let's give her the pumps. Off the floor. Oh, Bubbles old mate. Oh yeah. Here comes Bubbles. I just want fluid. All right, we're good there. It's nice that the pedal holds itself. Plenty of fluid in there. Let me move to the passenger side. All right, that's about 15 pumps. Let's see what we got. Looks good. We re-bleed the driver. All right. Whew. That is on, that is tight. They should be bled. I'm going to keep my eye open, obviously, for any new leaks. What's the pedal feel like? Pedal's good. It's working. There it is. All right. Brake's done. Whew. Yeah, I was fighting this pedal some. Well, that and the air leak in the front. But yeah, brakes, you're gonna make a mess. Brakes are good. Let me ponder a bit and see what I might take on next. I might just wrap this video up. Don't know how long it's running so far. So. Brakes are on. Not too bad. All right, on the GoPro. Sorry about rain noise if you hear it. Just finished bleeding the brakes and, well, they were good. And I say were because, well, I think I might have stated I broke one of the new switches, so I reused an old one. Well, I lost rears again, and the reason being is the old rear, I don't know if it'll pick up, but yeah, that old rear back there, that's leaking. So now that's introducing air into the system, so I have to replace that, which isn't a big deal. I have one on order, should pick it up tomorrow, and yeah, we'll throw that in. And hopefully get rears for the second time. But yeah, quick update. Just when you think you have it licked or taken care of, not so much. So I'm gonna take my time and install a radio into the banana. Because why not? All right, guys, this is the next day. I don't know if I showed it on the GoPro, or I took video on the GoPro anyway. But yeah, notice we had a problem. And sort of thought, might have had an issue yesterday, bleeding the rears, but they bled. Lo and behold, remember I said I reused a old wheel switch? Well, it let loose. So, order a new one. We have a brand new one we're gonna shove in there. I was gonna put a new one in anyway, obviously, but I wanted, for the purposes of this, just get it bled. You know, time crunch and all. Just trying to get it going. So hindsight being whatever, at least we're ahead and the car is done, or at least just needs this thing put in. But yeah, I'll bring in, let me get this thing in the air. I'll show you what I'm talking about with the switch leaking. All right, yeah, like I said, the rears did bleed, but there was still, you know, a little bit of air coming out, bleeding it. And there went away, especially when I went from left side to right side, so on and so forth, flop. So I'm like, all right, guess we're taken care of. Well, come to find out, you know, I'm just putzing around or whatever. I was working on the banana back there, and I noticed the puddle on the floor. Seemed like it was getting bigger. Well, indeed it was. The switch, where are you? Rear switch? Yeah, it started leaking out of the seal. So that's completely soaked. So I'm gonna do the right thing, obviously. Pull that one out, put the new one in. Or I got it in, you know, ordered it last night. Happy I saw that. And the O'Reilly's was open, so I was able to get it this morning. Let's pull this thing out real quick. And switch it over. And then re-bleed. That's a different size, because of course it is. And re-bleed the brakes. All right, installed, removed, installed again. With Teflon. I say Teflon, it's thread sealer tape. I honestly think that's what it's called, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's made to, you know, seal stuff. It's not like your generic, you know, white Teflon that you'd get at Home Depot or O'Reilly's. Might as well plug in these sensors while I'm here. Now, alrighty, top off this master again. And most likely, if you're like me, you're gonna need about a full quart of brake fluid to do your system. It's good. Anyway, let's do this back. See if she bleeds. I mean, I know fluid's gonna come out. That sounds optimistic, but I do. It's a matter if I'm gonna see bubbles or not. Because like I said, when I bled it, the bubbles went away and then they showed up. So I don't know if something clogged that switch or what. But yeah, if you see, man, that's stuff again. If you see bubbles coming out, especially after you keep pumping, you usually have an air leak. Bubbles. 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 And we're pumping clean now. All right, backs are bled. I'll show you the line. Let me pinch it. I'll try to show you. That clear line, there's no bubbles in it, and if I let go, you might be able to see the fluid move through the tube. So you probably didn't, but trust me, there was no bubbles in there. All right, so now the brakes should be bled. We're gonna throw a paper towel actually under that switch. Again, to make sure that, well, we don't have leaks. So like I said, this is kind of how I tracked it down the first time. I think you might remember, I'll raise this. That's good enough for right now. I locked all these wheels. You know, obviously we did the pad or the shoes, so on and so forth, and I adjusted them. Right now, this is driver's side. It's no longer locked. Passenger side, still locked some. We can adjust that one out. Backward. The backward really hasn't been working, so we'll adjust those out. And then this one, just starting to move some. But yeah, what will tend to happen is just when you throw a pad, you know, shoes on, and adjust them all the way out, start applying pressure, they'll start walking a little bit and centering themselves. So you have less adjustment to do to try to actually, you know, drive the car, readjust brakes, drive the car, readjust brakes. Right now, hopefully it's just adjust the brakes that they, you know, pressure shifted in their homes, adjust the brakes, and yeah, make them all sound kind of like that, but better. Still got to put a cotter on that back one. Anywho, let me, I think, well, do the brake lights work off the switch? Because we tested it to make sure the circuit works. But other than that, that's as far as that testing went. Make sure the switch is good, so I'm not assuming. Battery on. Oh, man. Why you gotta be at this height? I should have just unlocked you when I was on the other side. I am buying a different lift. You know, one that, nah, I'm not. Who am I kidding? I was gonna say one that I could just operate from this side, but you know what? I need the steps. All right, let's see if we got brake lights under its own accord. I got nothing. Why do I have nothing on the dash? I have zero power to the car. Ow. There's the problem. Jiggling everything around must have dislocated the voltage regulator. We stay down. Do the brake lights work though? I don't know, the pedal's not really that great. Did they come on? I can't see from here. I don't want to sink my GoPro. Where's my stick? Ugh. Because the front's attached. The front should be all I need. Stick. Wedge. Stay. We got brake? I think we do. No, we don't. This is just me. Oh yeah, we do. And I can hear those drums move. Oh, now it's on. What happened to you? Oh, you came off. Whatever. Brakes are working. We still got to pull that cluster and rebuild it. Kill this key. But I'll pull up that pedal too. All right, gonna wrap this thing up. I think we're good for now. Next, I think we're gonna, well, next we will be pulling the engine. I gotta clean up a huge mess though. All right, guys, gonna wrap this one up. Just go there so I lose you. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Brakes are now working on the car. They're bled. It took a little longer than I wanted, especially breaking a switch and you know, having to get another switch because it was bad, even though I had to do that anyway. Anywho, brakes are bled. Time will tell when we get this thing on the road if they actually work well. I still got to go back and adjust them. It's not a big deal. We'll do that when we're getting ready to drive this car. But yeah, so master's in, lines are in, stuff's tight, it bled. I guess my biggest thing is, like I said, I don't bench bleed these masters. People swear by doing it. I have never done it. Usually if I have an issue with bleeding, it's I left something loose. So, case in point, front to rear on this one, well, it was a combination of things. One, I never tightened the front to rear line. I'll take the blame on that one. And two, that switch was leaking. So, yes, I got better pedal, or I got pedal when I tightened the front to rear line, but then that lower switch, the brake switch, decided to go poop. So, yeah. But anywho's, yeah, I think we're going to cap this episode. If you liked it, or whatever I decide to edit to, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit-chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Engine removal next.